It's 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mr. Chapa, and then Leo will do the board mission statement.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, board mission statement: through high expectations and equitable opportunities, BMISD will focus on the whole child by providing a safe environment and high-quality curriculum with diverse and enriching experiences.
Thank you, Mr. Chapa and Leo. Public comments? No public comments? All right, so we'll move forward to everybody's favorite time. Recognitions. We got some employee, student, and community recognitions.
Trustees, if you'll join me down, we got some kids to celebrate. Ms. Booker was not able to join us. She has some health concerns, so. We have the coaches?
Somebody's medal needs to be fixed. Hold on just a second. That's very important.
Gotta
is
get
very
the drip
important.
right. Gotta get
Yes.
the drip right.
And parents, we like to slow play this, so move wherever you need to move to get a picture, and we're gonna make some memories. We have our middle school Special Olympics. Ms. Tierney, you wanna say a few words about this group of students and then introduce their coach?
Sure, this is a great group of students that we're working with here. They went bowling 2 weeks ago, I think, already, and so they all did an amazing job. They were practicing and working very hard, and we're really looking forward to being able to do that on our own campus in the near future. Yes, so they all work extremely hard at it, and they were all so proud, and we had some great accomplishments. We even had some strikes during some of the games, so very excited. First we have Miss Tamara Sanchez. She is in charge of our FA class, our functional academic.
I have lots of first place. Everybody medaled in my group, so I'm really so proud of them. We worked really hard. But before we do this, Nelda Sanchez, who is at the primary school, I just want to give a shout out to her because she is the one who helps us. She couldn't be here today, but she have to shout out. And my paras, we have to shout out because our paras, we can't do this without them either. Anyway, so I guess I'm going to hand out some awards.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, this is Kieran Stinnett, first place winner.
All right.
This kid is boy, so good.
He's a natural.
Yes, he is. There you go, buddy. You want to try one so you can get a picture?
There we go.
Can I get a picture?
Perfect. Good job.
Have you shake hands? Go
Everybody.
around.
Good job. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job.
We're proud of you.
Buddy.
Come right over here, Karen. Come over here.
And then we're gonna have Mason Alanis. Come on, Mason. He was glad to fix his medal.
Did we get the medal fixed?
So Mason also got a first place medal. And God, Mason, you just, like, when we started practicing, he wasn't sure, and then all of a sudden, he just rocked it at the competition, so I'm super proud of him.
Good job at rocking it.
Good
job.
Oh my gosh, it's such a good.
Great job.
Proud of you, Mason. Congratulations.
This way, Mason.
And then, I know him as Alex, but I'm gonna tell you what it says on here. Alejandro. Oh my God, you did so good. It was so funny because he made a strike and Mom wanted him to hug her, but he came up and hugged me and I was like, so good. I had a big smile, Alex, so if we need to take another picture later, we will. Oh.
Great job, buddy. Great job. Yes. Good job. Good job. Don't forget your.
almost forgot that, buddy. And Serenity Alanis, get over here, girl. Yes, third place, but Serenity is, they all did so good. I was so proud of them. Every single one of them got a medal, so, anyway. Here's that for you, baby girl.
And she got a strike too?
Yes, that's true. They almost all of them. But then we had that one pin, remember that one pin that wouldn't go down? What was that? Everybody had that one pin. I'm real proud of you, sweetheart. Good job.
Great job, great job.
And now, we'll have to tell you, this basketball is right around the corner, and that's a big deal. So if anybody wants to volunteer for basketball, just shoot me up, and I will tell you what to do. Sign up, we need volunteers. But yeah, basketball, they're gonna be ready, I'm super excited. Right after Christmas, oh my God, it's gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna, Ms. Garces is our life skills coach, so she's gonna come in and she's gonna give her word, maybe. Thank you, guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am the life skills teacher. I am Ms. Garces. And basically, I'm going to go ahead and present the certificate to Anne Marie Reyna, Shipmaker. Good job. Look, turn around so we can take a picture.
Marie.
Anne Marie, look.
Congratulations.
Shake everyone's hand.
There you go.
Can we shake hands, babe? Congratulations.
Awesome.
Good job.
Look, all our friends, we're gonna all get a group picture together. One more, okay?
Come on, let's take a picture.
Coaches, if you'll join us.
I'm gonna stand in front of you real quick. It's okay. Well, let me get those.
Stand there. Okay. Here, let's move him.
Oh, yeah.
Emma, smile. Good job, got it. Thank you. Emma, smile.
1, 2, and 3. Good job. Thank you.
Great job. Proud of
That's ready.
Thank you. Congrats, parents.
All right. Cross country girls.
Stay outside.
Yes, ladies.
Congratulations, parents.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Great kids.
Follow coach.
All right, Coach, you want to talk about your team?
I am Coach Mendoza. These are some of the cross-country girls at Tolosa Midway Middle School, Cherokee. We have Sophia Diaz, she's a senior, and she qualified, she got 4th in district, and as a team, they got regional qualifiers to the region meets.
Congratulations.
You want to come up and shake hands and
Congratulations.
Leah Flores, and actually all these girls, this is my first year as a head cross-country coach, but I did have all these girls since their 7th grade year. So I have a couple of seniors that have been with me for a long ride, and she was part of our cross-country team.
Congratulations.
Carly Mata, she is also part of the varsity team. She competed at the district meet and regional meet. She did have an injury, but she did still follow along the team and support us as much as she could.
Congratulations.
Jacqueline Martinez, she's only a sophomore, so we hope to have her grow with us at the program. She's a tough competitor, and we love having her part of the team.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And all our cross-country girls are involved in a multiple sports, athletes. I know we have some that are in FCA currently, we have some that are in basketball. We have a lot of softball players. So some of the girls that cannot be here today are Kayla Boone. So she's part of our team. Robin Cabrera.
Sir, you want to scoot in there? One, two, and. Good job, thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Kayla Boone was not able to be here. She had FFA or FCA, okay, and she let me know. Robin Cabrera, she's also in basketball at this time. Madison Gumlet had a family emergency, but she's part of the team as well. She's been a 4-year letterman. Madison Trevino, she thought she was gonna be a manager, but I kind of convinced her to come out here and do it, and she was very helpful towards the team. And Alexandra Jimenez is also a basketball player, and they're all part of the program with us. So we enjoy having them all.
Great job, Coach.
Yeah, awesome job.
Parents, you want to come in?
It's cold earlier, but I have
This the group that got 11th today? Yes, sir.
This is them. Congratulations. Awesome birthday kid.
Good evening. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Guys, anytime you do something that hasn't been done in over 2.5 decades, we're close to 2.5 decades, you know you have a special group. And that's what these boys are, a real special group. A couple years ago, we were the first team out. We're the 4th place district. Last year, we made the regionals, and we got 11th in the regional, and then this year, we get 11th in the state. So those are big, you know, going forward. We have a lot of young guys, as you see right now. Some of these guys, we're graduating a lot, but we have a lot coming back. So on our shirt, we have iron sharpens iron. I've been coaching for 15 years, and honestly, I told him, coming back from Round Rock, we got 4th in Round Rock, a big meet. And that's when I knew, it was like, oh, we got a group, we got a group to go. And I told him that, and that's the first time we started using that slogan. You hear it a lot, but I really think this group embodies that, because we have like 13 guys. I don't know if y'all know how cross country works. 7 guys are scorers. We had like 13 guys that could have been on the varsity, like from the start of the season, and we moved things around. We had injuries that we had to manage. And so really, we really, like, that's what we live by, iron sharpens iron, and I think we really did that this year. The team achievements, we won the Moody Invitational. We won the A&M University Kingsville Invitational. We got 4th place at Round Rock. That's, like I said, it was the best in the state are at that meet. A lot of big 4As were in that meet, and that's when we were like, that's when we got state ranked and all that stuff like that. We got the recognition I thought these boys deserved. So that's when we knew. We were back-to-back district champions. We were regional runner-up, state qualifiers, and then I'll go with the individual achievements. All right, I have Romeo Alanis, senior district team champion, regional team runner-up, and state qualifier. Sophomore, Colton Anderwald, district team champion, district medalist, UIL Region 4 team runner-up, and state qualifier. Alex Garcia, district team champion, UIL Region 4 team runner-up, state qualifier, also district champion for the JV. So the way it works is we have 7 and we have 3 alternates. So as I said, the guys that were 6 and 7 knew these guys were right on their toe, and he got district champion right here. Comes a long way. By the way, the JV won as well, and the freshman JV swept it. I think we got 1st through 7th, I believe. Is that correct, boys? Look at it. Aiden Halleck, junior, but he's leaving us a little early. District team champion, district medalist, UIL Region 4 runner-up, and state qualifier. Freshman Landon Wappe, he's district champion, team champion, district medalist as well. UIL Region 4 team runner-up and state qualifier. The only 4-year guy we had, Christian Moreno. I took over 3 years ago for Coach Castillo. So he ran, he was on the varsity with Coach Castillo, and then he ran 3 years with us. So the only 4-year letterman we had, Christian Moreno. District team champion, UIL Region 4 team runner-up and state qualifier as well. Paniagua, JV runner-up, also district team champion, UIL Region 4 team runner-up and state qualifier. Good job, Jacob. Was 3rd in district. They finished 1, 2, 3. District team champion, district medalist, UIL Region 4 team runner-up and state qualifier. Good job.
All right.
Thank y'all, guys. Thank y'all for being here. So we have a lot coming back, so we hope to make it a tradition.
One more. All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Let me zoom in. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Real quick, I have two that were able to make it. Noah Garcia, freshman. He was on district team runner-up, district medalist, UIL Region 4 team runner-up and state qualifier. And then Joey Poblano. Joey was our leader every meet this year. Guy just works his butt off. And then today, he was very, very sad that he couldn't make it because he has an obligation of basketball. And he really was like, but I'm gonna let my team know. I was like, no, Joey, you know, priorities, you're a senior now, you're starting to learn those are choices you have to make. That, you know, you're doing the right thing. You gotta go to your practice. You have a big game tomorrow against West Oso. Do what you gotta do. But Joey was a district team champion. He was a district runner-up this year individually, UIL Region 4 runner-up. Regional medalist, he medaled at the regional meet as well, and state qualifier with a top 25 finish. So Joey was a huge asset to the team this year.
Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations,
You're healing? I'm finally walking. I was gonna say, you're not, no brace on.
I was thinking as soon as I got, I didn't believe it.
No, that's it? Oh, the game, yeah.
Started before we took out the camera.
Keep going. Gotta make sure we have room for all our friends. Keep going.
Maybe if I scoot further.
You guys can turn this way, then we'll kind of come. Stay in your, there you go.
There's a bunch of them.
How are you? There you go.
Oh, it was me. She's good.
Sit in your seats over here in the front too.
All right, we're good? All right, hello. So this is our district champions for the 7th straight time. And bear with me, I'll go through each thing. They're carrying on a pretty strong tradition that we've got going here. They just won the 9th straight by-district title, 9th straight area title, 9th straight regional quarterfinal, and ended up losing in the regional semifinals to the eventual state champions for the like fourth time that they've won state, Wimberley. So they've had a wild run. We've been top 20 in the state now for 8 straight years. This group finished this year 4th in the state, so pretty solid. Most importantly, we have beaten Cal Allen 9 straight times. We're going for 10 next year. Also, as far as I know, it's the first time this has happened. When we did our all-district selections, it's the first time the entire top 6 girls in singles and in the boys in the top 6 in singles, every single one of them got first team all-district. I don't think that's ever happened, so. Now, I want to go through each player. I'm going to do the honors off the top of my head, so bear with me. The first one is Gianna Arzuaga. She got first team all-district singles and first team all-district doubles.
Shake her hands.
Oh, go down the line. And stand back.
Congratulations.
Yeah, because y'all are going to line up and take a picture. Okay, the next one is Jillian Garcia right here. She got first team all-district singles and first team all-district doubles as well.
Congratulations.
Alrighty, our next one is Kelly Box, academic all-district.
Don't get near the right hand.
No.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Thank you.
All right, our next one is Jasmine Martinez. She was district honorable mention and also academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Shannon Armstrong. She was also district honorable mention and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Our next one is Adam McCarty. He was second team all-district and doubles and academic all-district as well.
Congratulations.
Next one is Audrey Camarillo. She is also second team all-district in doubles and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Gilberto Rodriguez. He is first team all-district doubles and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Gustavo Rodriguez. He is first team all-district in singles and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Estrella Garcia. She was first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Audrey Arango. She was also first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Gabriel Gonzalez. He's also first team all-district singles and second team all-district doubles and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Got me my dad. We're in trouble.
Next one is Alejandro Arango. He was also first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next Next one is Ethan Molina. He was first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, and academic all-district.
Congratulations.
Next one is Absidy Gutierrez. She was first team all-district singles, second team all-district doubles, and the district newcomer of the year. And we were able to sweep the MVP honors. So first is Tristan Dallas. She was first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, academic all-district, and the district MVP.
Congratulations.
Next one is David Guerrero. He was also first team all-district singles, first team all-district doubles, academic all-district, and district MVP.
Congratulations.
That's everybody. Thank you.
They are in order from tallest to shortest, so let me maneuver them in.
Great job. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, I coach Guston Gilbert flag football. Oh, really? I think I steered him towards Canada. You can thank him.
Congratulations, Coach.
College student, oh, yes. Not on the taller side.
Get the taller students in the back, and then I'm gonna meet y'all. Taller.
Get in there, absolutely.
Okay, now start filling in, just start filling in, make sure you're in the middle.
On a window.
Yep, a window. Find a window, next row. Another row, make sure you're not covering anyone's face so that we can see everyone's smiles.
David and Joseph. We're gonna get the guys to take a knee.
Oh.
That way they. No, you're good. There you go. Over there with, next to Audrey. There you go. Over there by you. All right, guys, take a knee in the front, please. There you go, look on the side. Anybody?
Now, do I have board members coming on?
Ethan switch. That way, there we go. So she doesn't have to get on that ankle.
All right, we all commit, coaches, we all squeeze in there. All right, I'm gonna let parents go first. I'll move out of the way, but don't move until I take mine, please.
Certificates up.
1, 2, 3, smile. Good.
I want to take a picture of them.
Okay, wait for me.
Take a picture of them.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Good job. Thank you.
I want to ask you to stay
Hold on,
for
guys.
this next presentation. So if you could just line up, we're going to honor an Aggie legend, and it was a TM
Let me take a
graduate.
picture.
And if you all could stay
Let
for
me
a
take
few
a
minutes.
picture.
We have the family here, and it's a really special moment to have one of our own who gave his life in the Aggie bonfire that we're going to recognize here tonight. So if you could just stay here and listen, I'm going to read something.
Where you going? No, I don't want you to know.
This was
No more.
printed in the Texas Aggie Special Bonfire Memorial issue.
I'm listening.
Lucas Kimmel was a young man who had taken the time to map out a blueprint for the dreams and ambitions he carried with him when he left home and turned his attention to college. Long ago, he had developed a distinct plan for his future. He wanted to be a veterinarian. He wanted to serve his country with honor and distinction by spending time in the military. He wanted to follow in his brother's footsteps by attending Texas A&M University. It would be an opportunity, Kimmel knew, to do his part by helping carry out the tradition of building Aggie Bonfire. When the call finally came, when he heard those axe handles being beaten together in the early hours outside his dorm windows, Lucas Kimmel never wavered. He grabbed his pot and went to work. He would be on the site every time he was needed. For the first time in his life, he was on his own, and he was determined to make every hour on the A&M campus count. The school year of 1999, in fact, was the first one Lucas had ever spent away from home. He was a freshman who, on the Sunday before Bonfire fell, had celebrated his 19th birthday. A graduate of Tolosa Midway High School in Corpus Christi, Lucas had actively involved himself in such athletic endeavors as being a member of the swim team as well as running track. He was also active in the 4-H club, working with animals, growing even more determined to pursue his goal of becoming a veterinarian. One highlight of his life was achieved when Lucas earned Eagle Scout badge. Lucas, the son of James and Maleka Kimmel, was a biomedical science major at Texas A&M, joining the Corps of Cadets, Company D2, known as Dog Company, and serving with the 2nd Brigade, 4th Battalion. He was the recipient of an Army ROTC scholarship as well as scholarship from the Corps. Lucas Kimmel always knew that the military would one day be an important part of his life. At Texas A&M, he had his chance to prove it, and he was making the most of it. Said Kyle Warner, a friend from high school, Lucas knew exactly what he wanted to do. He had everything laid out. He was going to do it, but now he doesn't get to. Warner remembered the competitive spirit that dwelled within Lucas. He recalled, "We would show up for practice and swim for 2 hours. Most of us would be using every bit of energy we could get to get out of the pool, and Lucas would be running around and yelling at the top of his lungs, one of those songs he sang or one of his enthusiastic chants. It was the same enthusiasm, the same competitive spirit that marked Lucas Kimmel's day at Texas A&M. In his hometown of Corpus Christi, the Reverend John Oliet, the pastor of St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Violet, remembered the young man as an altar server, telling mourners that Lucas Kimmel's good nature showed him to be an instrument of the presence of God. Every time you encountered him and you encountered those good qualities, you were encountering Christ. His values, those good qualities, only reflected the ones he inherited from his parents. Christine Piper, Lucas's sister, said the Kimmel family, one of the families of other victims, to know that their thoughts and prayers are with them. She called her brother a leader, a role model, and a mischievous little squirt. Christine said, Lucas used to yell at me, "You're my hero," but he was our hero. If I could ask the Kimmel family to join us. Mr. Pusley, I think you have some remarks.
Where are we seeing it? In the middle.
And anywhere. Absolutely.
Mom, would you like to sit or stand?
Okay, Mike?
Would you like to sit or stand? She'll stand.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Let me just, I'm going to try not to be repetitive. So you covered a lot of it. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Good evening. My name is James Piper. I'm joining me this evening to honor Lucas Kimmel. Is my wife Christine Piper Kimmel, and the sister of Walita and their mother, Walita Gold Kimmel. We'd like to thank Superintendent Van Matry and you, the Board of Trustees, for this opportunity to honor the life of Lucas. The family would also like to thank the Oasis County Commissioner Mike Pusley for his support in honoring the memory of Lucas, especially for his works at Hazel Baysmore Park, where Lucas earned his Eagle Scout award as a member of the Boy Scouts of America. I do want to point out Lucas began school as a kindergartner here
and continued enrollment throughout all grade levels at Tolosa Midway until his graduation in spring of '99. The family feels that this time it's right and appropriate to share some of Lucas's personal effects with his Tolosa Midway family. If you ever have an opportunity to visit the Bonfire Memorial at Texas A&M, you will notice that all of those that lost their lives have a portal facing towards their hometown. There is a likeness of Lucas and his dog Maverick inside his portal. This is a duplicate bronze presented to the family by Texas A&M. It is very heavy. So it was presented to Mr. and Mrs. Kimmel by Texas A&M University in Hall 1. And Mrs. Kimmel has some other personal effects that we would like to share with the TM family, who is very, very proud of going to school here. Some of the things we left out were his one and only referral for filling up a swim cap, making a water balloon out of it, and some, apparently they called in a crew to clean it up because they had a water leak. It really kind of got.
Yeah, it was just water on the floor. They thought it was a water leak.
But Lucas grew up in plain sight in Tolosa Midway High School, and it was always in his heart, and we'd like to share that with you. And for some of you, young folks, congratulations on your athletic accomplishments, but even more so your academic accomplishments. There are several scholarships in Lucas's name. If you ever decide to go to Texas A&M, the family would be glad to support y'all, because the first ones to have an opportunity for those are family and members of Tolosa Midway. So, I can just make
Especially if they're going into the core, there's some Sol Ross and some core scholarships.
So anyway, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you very much. It is a solemn occasion here this afternoon, but I think it's an important one that we remember our former students and especially Lucas and all the things he did while he was here and the accomplishments that he attained while he was a member of the Tolosa Midway School program here. And on behalf of the Commissioners Court, we have passed a proclamation, and I will get you an official copy of this here in a few days, but I'd like to read this in memory of Lucas Kimmel. Whereas Lucas Kimmel was a cherished individual whose presence left an indelible mark on all who knew him. Whereas Lucas was known for his compassion, integrity, and unwavering commitment to those around him, inspiring many with his kindness and generosity. And whereas in his memory, we honor his legacy and commit to upholding the values he embodied, including kindness, empathy, and the importance of building meaningful connections with others. Now, therefore, it be resolved, the Commissioners Court of Nueces County does hereby proclaim this day in memory of Lucas Kimmel, a beloved individual whose life enriched the lives of others. May his memory be a blessing to all who knew him. So, as they mentioned, Lucas was an Eagle Scout, and for his Eagle Scout project, all Eagle Scouts have to pick a project that they do for the community. And Lucas picked, if you go out to Hazel Bazemore Park and you go up way to the top, there's a lot of topography at Hazel Bazemore. Lucas picked out the highest point in the park, and he built a platform there that has a table and a place where you can go and look. And, I've been up there many times, and you can see a long way from that basically hillside. A few years ago, when I was commissioner, the platform had gotten in disrepair, so the county paid for the materials to rebuild it, and the scout troop that Lucas was a member of did all of the work to rebuild it and reconstruct it. We inspected it here recently, and it needs a little facelift, so the county is once again going to step up to the plate. We're going to buy the materials, and I'm going to work with the scout troop to get the work done to fix it up again. But anyway, Lucas was a fine young man, and it's sad to lose young people at such a young age, but his memory will live on, his legacy will live on, and I want to thank the Tolosa Midway School District for honoring him here tonight, and we send our thanks to his family for also being a part of this. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So what we intend to do is, as you can see, if you go to the high school, we're building some new facilities. And we're gonna work with the architects and the graphic designers to incorporate in our high school a very visible place where any Tuloso Midway student who goes to our school will know about Lucas Kimmel. Okay? That's all.
Oh, did you already take a picture?
Thank y'all for staying.
I
meant a lot to me.
need a picture.
When you go to College Station, you'll see the Bonfire Memorial. Find Lucas and you'll see it's an arrow pointed right to Corpus Christi. It's very touching. Thank you.
Thank you.
They want to get a picture of it.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, did we take a picture again? Okay. James, let's get a picture real quick. There we go.
One more, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for staying.
Congratulations on it. Your dad grew up in South Africa. I was only thinking he was younger than you. Thank you so very much. Good job, Coach.
Oh, I know. Great job. What do we do?
Let's take a picture.
Follow the crowd.
Wait, do we take a picture? Nobody's on the back.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah?
Might have to go to that.
See you guys. Congratulations.
Yes.
I didn't know.
See them, I'm like.
I think I yelled at him and out there like, I want to play.
I know. Looking to hear from everybody. That's right.
Are those yours?
Yes, ma'am. Overthinking everything.
Put it on the table. Stay All right, we have an employee now. Where's our catch of the month?
Right here.
Thank y'all, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Riggs?
Alrighty, trustees, Mr. Van Matry, good evening. I'm excited to be able to present to you our catch of the month. As you'll remember, it's our employee recognition program that allows our employees to nominate their peers for going above and beyond. This catch of the month is for the month of October. He received 4 nominations, and so I've kind of combined them all together. So let me read to you about our catch of the month. We are pleased to nominate Alejandro, known to all of us as Alex, for the October catch of the month. Alex is an incredibly dedicated member of our team whose reliability and positive attitude make a difference across every campus and department. Alex takes great pride in his work and consistently goes above and beyond to ensure our district mail is delivered quickly, accurately, and with a strong sense of urgency. Whether it's a routine delivery or a last-minute request, Alex is always willing to help. He often makes extra rounds when needed, and staff know they can count on him without hesitation. Colleagues describe Alex as friendly, dependable, and a true team player. One wrote, "He consistently goes above and beyond in his role and takes great pride in his work." Another shared, "Even in bad weather, he still comes in with a smile to check if we need anything." Beyond his efficiency, Alex's kindness stands out. He is quick to offer help when he sees someone in need. He treats everyone with respect, and he approaches each day with a can-do attitude that lifts others around him. Alex's hard work and genuine care for others reflect the heart of TMISD. We are lucky to have him, and we proudly nominate Alejandro Alex Gonzalez as our Catch of the Month.
Congratulations.
12,000 steps.
Congratulations.
Let's get a picture of it. I promised him I wouldn't make him talk.
Go ahead. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you for all you do.
Okay.
That's it, sir. Way to go, Alex. See you tomorrow. Right there.
The recognition's over. See you tomorrow.
He comes up the stairs.
Oh, they were gonna say.
All right, so thank y'all for that. That was really cool. That was recognition only, no board action needed. Next, we will move into closed session. The board will convene in closed meeting as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act to discuss items allowed by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, .071 through 076, .082, .0821, .083, .084. Anybody need a break, or we just go? All right, 6:46, we'll roll into. All right, 7:58, we are reconvening from closed session. No action, right?
No action.
No action, all right, so now we'll get to our action items. The first one is consideration and approval, the real important one, because it's all capitalized. Consideration and approval of an order authorizing the issuance of the district's unlimited tax school building bonds in the maximum amount of $34,625,000 for the purposes authorized at the 2023 election, levying an ad valorem tax for the payment thereof, delegating the authority to district staff to approve and execute related documents and other matters in connection therewith.
Members of the board, we have with us our first-class financial team. He needs no introduction, but Victor Quiroga.
Honorable President, members of the board, Mr. Van Matry, thank you for having me here this evening. For the record, my name is Victor Quiroga with Specialized Public Finance, and we have the honor of representing the district as your financial advisor. Also with me is Eduardo Lopez. He's a director at our firm and joined us about 6 months ago. But I wanted him to see what a quality school district operates looks like, so I brought him this one here.
And as you know, Victor has been promoted to partner.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Although my wife tells me it's just a title change and more liability for us. But no, we're happy. It's a neat opportunity, but it's only due to loyal clients like y'all. Y'all been with us for a long time, and we appreciate you. But on to the presentation. We're invited here today to give you a information regarding a financing plan to go ahead and issue the remaining bond authorization from the bond program that we passed back in 2023 for a little over $164 million. We have $34.6 million in unsold and remaining authorization that we want to go ahead and access now sooner rather than later. And so this brief presentation will just talk about how much debt we have outstanding. Currently, we have a little bit over $153 million, so this $34 million will be added on to your debt profile here. And just as a reminder, we asked the voters in November 2023 for $164 $1,625,000 to take care of Proposition A, B, and C for the projects that you see above here. So B and C were funded very quickly in the first authorization, so now we're going to complete the $34 million as part of the Proposition A. And so this is the funding update. This is what has been funded so far, and we've issued $130 million of the bond program. We have the $34.625 million left to go. We anticipate, upon your approval today, to enter the bond market on December 10th. That's when we'll go into the market, lock in an interest rate for this 30-year bond. And then that'll set up a closing date so that the district receives those funds on December 18th, 2025. And right now, we're still working with the tax rate threshold that we told the voters back in 2023 that this bond program will cost us about 13.2 cents with the INS tax rate impact. And so the last slide here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the summary of the action that you're taking. This is what we call a parameter sale bond order. We did this the last time we sold bonds earlier this year. Basically, you're granting myself and Superintendent CFO the authority to go ahead and continue working on the bond documents and enter the bond market on December 10th. Without having to meet again as a board, and you're delegating the approval for them, the CFO or the superintendent, to sign the final documents that will lock in the interest rates on December 10th and set up that closing for December 18th. Unless something happens that's pretty wild in the market, the action you're taking today is good for 12 months, but we're optimistic that we could go into the bond market December 10th to lock in an interest rate for you and finish up this bond program. You could have all the funds in-house. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Leo, you had a question on one of the documents?
I mean, this very first page, Victor, it has numbers. The numbers you had on your slide were correct, but this comes down as the very first column, or the second column, amount previously issued has a total of 45,000 or 45 million as opposed to 130 million. So I don't know if this is a document.
That's a draft, and so I think, that's just what the attorneys prepare, and so that's the draft form that you have right now. So the numbers that are in there right now are not final. When we go into the bond market December 10th, everything will be updated to include the interest rate that we're selling for these bonds. But, yeah, that's a great catch. That's interesting. Somebody's actually reading the legal document. I commend you for that. Normally, if I have trouble sleeping, I'll pull those out. But no, thank you for that. But the numbers are not final in here. They're still draft form. But I'll get mad at the bond attorneys for that.
Any questions, comments?
All right.
All right. Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the district's bond order.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the district bond.
All right.
I'll second that
Kim,
motion.
second. A motion by Leo, second by Kim. Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez. We gotta go individually now.
I haven't been here since we started.
Oh, yeah,
doing
so now I
this.
gotta say everybody's name.
Okay, is that right?
I gotta answer for
Raise my hand or
myself.
say yes?
You say yes.
Okay, yes. I vote
Leo
yes.
Gonzalez votes yes. Rick Chapa.
Yes.
Brian Boone is absent. Kim Boone.
Yes.
Marty Jimenez.
Yes.
All right, motion carries 5-0.
But thank you. It's always great to see y'all, and look forward to bringing back some good news to you in December. So have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Keep you waiting.
Thank you. No, that's all right. Very nice to meet everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
They kept us entertained out there, so they have great stories.
All right, next item here is discuss and consider approval of out-of-state field trip request for TMHS baseball to travel to Colbert, Oklahoma, March 4th through 7th, 2025, to compete in the first annual Red River Classic baseball tournament.
Mr. President, members of the board, Coach Moody cannot be with us tonight, so pinch hitting, Mr. Alvarado.
So Coach Moody is coaching basketball tonight, so he couldn't be here. Basically, we were asking your permission to go compete in a tournament that features both Texas and Oklahoma teams. We will be staying on our side of the integrated state of all the states, and then we will be traveling both to both sites, either both in Texas and both in Oklahoma. Or whether we're playing, it's 100% covered with the Booster Club and baseball funds, no district funds used, with the exception of subs for Coach Moody and his staff. But it could be a great opportunity for the boys to see people outside of the region, considering how far we make it. It's good to see baseball teams that we're not going to face, so hopefully the end.
Yeah.
You think there's gonna be a family rivalry?
Yes.
His brother.
Coach Moody and his brother will play against each other.
Yeah, I think they've come down here to play us at
Uh-huh.
Whataburger Field the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Returning the favor.
Any questions, comments? Okay, Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the out-of-state field trip request for Tolosa Midway High School baseball to travel to Cobert, Oklahoma, March 4th through 7th, 2020. That says 5, it should be 6, 26, to compete in the first annual Red River Classic Baseball Tournament as presented.
All right.
Make that motion.
Kim makes a motion.
I'll second it.
Molly seconds. Paul Riaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Yes. Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Always.
Boone is absent. Kim Boone?
Yes.
I gotta be serious.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, our next action item here is report only. It's for the care portal.
Mr. President, members of the board, we have our district social worker, Ms. Moogie, here to give a report only on a very important program throughout the district, our care portal. Ms. Moogie, thanks for waiting, and we're glad to have you here.
So Care Portal is a technology platform that we utilize across the district. There's kind of three facets to it. I guess we can go to the next slide. Michael couldn't be here. So we have the implementing partner, which used to be Agape Ranch, however now it's the Pregnancy Center, and the job of the implementing partner is just to recruit the churches in the local area, to train them on how it works. They also do different kind of drives to provide food and things of that nature as far as Care Portal goes. I think they listed, I didn't make this slide presentation, but they listed all the things that the Pregnancy Center does. So Care Portal is a sharing technology that drives action for local children and families in crisis, and it's primarily utilized with kids at the center of the focus or whatever. Prior to my work here at Tolosa, I worked for child welfare with CPS, and they utilized it to meet needs, those tangible needs that families need. Car seats, when you're talking about younger kids, clothing. We've utilized it for house fires, right? If a family loses everything in a fire, we may utilize it for an appliance or for a microwave or something along those lines. And so essentially, the Care Portal has the requesting agency, which is Tolosa Midway, or in other situations, it's the department who makes the request on Care Portal. So we uncover the need with the family. Then we talk with the family, they send a release of information for us, just giving us the opportunity to share once we've contacted a church, once Care Portal's located a church that's willing to take on the need, we have them send a release of information that allows us to share their name and their contact information so that they're able to make contact with that family, and so the church can kind of meet the needs of that family. We're utilizing Communities in Schools and myself and some other staff across the district to kind of utilize those needs, submit the needs, Then the needs, because I have the long history and working with Care Portal, comes to me. I read over it, make sure it has everything that they need related to the need. We submit it. A church says, oh, I can offer to take care of that. So if it's a bed for the family, we've done a lot of beds or whatever. The church submits a request, submits that they'll take on that request. An email comes through, and then we make contact with the family, and they take it from there. And so the 3 circles of care with the child at the forefront of it. Then there's the family, the church, and the community. It's just trying to connect all of those along the way. Okay. That kind of gives statistics in Nueces County. That's not necessarily related specifically to Toloso, but across Nueces County in the last year, they've served 1,185 children, and the economic impact there is 751,884, and the requests that are met is about 67%. At Toloso, since we've been utilizing them, this will be, I think, going into our fourth year of utilizing them, or 3.5 years. They've serviced 376 kids across the district. The impact has been 12,671, and about 87 needs are met. So when a family comes to you and requests certain things, sometimes those needs can be met, right? If they come and they're asking for utility assistance, we can make that request. Hey, can you assist with the utility? But not all the churches, because again, they're volunteering to help these families. Not all the churches can always meet those needs. And so that's kind of why there's not 100% needs met. These are some of the most requested items that we utilize it. We've done a lot of beds. We had a family, my first year utilizing it through Toloso, we had a family of 8 kids. They were all foster children that had been placed with a relative, and they had 8 kids, and they were all sharing like 2 beds. And so Care Portal was able to provide 8 beds, mattresses, bedding, all of the things that they needed for that. And so that's a really cool story to tell. Typically we utilize these as our purpose statements: improve the school attendance for a student, remove any kind of educational barrier, and improve the child's well-being and safety. So sometimes that looks like locks for a younger sibling to not get out of the house so the parent can focus on doing evening chores and stuff, right? Heaters, if it's freezing cold outside, those kind of things. Again, the well-being. And then Michael, he's not here today, but he's our like regional area director of Care Portal. Any questions?
How do we communicate this, that this is available to families?
We try not to just communicate it to people because we don't want them to overutilize it, because it's churches within the community, and so if we overutilize the churches, then they're less likely to respond. So typically, it's a kid coming in and saying, I couldn't get to school today because of XYZ, and so it's those teachers that are emailing either seniors in schools or myself or a counselor and saying, this kid has this need, and then we pull the kid, we talk to them, then we call the parent and see how we can help them. So we try not to advertise it because we don't want it to be overutilized for those kids that really need the help.
Thank you, Ms. Moogie. Really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
All right, that was report only, no board action needed. Our next item here is discuss and consider TN Virtual Academy and amendment of EIC local policy.
Okay, Mr. President, members of the board, we're going to do some catch-up for 2 of our trustees that weren't here during the initial presentation. And from that presentation, there were a lot of questions, a lot of good conversation. But what we took away from it is we needed to implement some guardrails. And they're going to talk about that, and then talk about moving forward. Who's doing it?
Okay,
Dr. Shaw?
do you want to go ahead and start off with the presentation?
Sure.
So at least they can get an idea of what we're
Okay.
looking at.
So, basically, this last legislative session, Senate Bill 569 passed, which allowed for the, I guess, typically when we have talked about virtual academies or virtual schools, is always through TXVN, which is the Texas Virtual Network. this new law passed, which now allows for independent school districts to offer their own virtual academy or own virtual classes, either 100% online or hybrid, meaning kids that come to school part of the time and then do online classes. We're kind of in the middle of a legal update provided by Juan Cruz. And he was going over each of the laws that had changed. And this one kind of just struck me because I saw it as an amazing opportunity for us to gain some extra revenue for the school district. So the way the law is written, every student is not at a discounted rate. You get the full ADA for that child if they attend 240 minutes of school each day. So we immediately started planning. In a month and a half, we kind of had a solid plan. We worked with Edmentum. Edmentum is here. They are the providers of where our online curriculum is currently right now. I'm going to let them turn it over a little bit so they can talk to you about what our programs, what the curriculum looks like. Go ahead.
Sure. Happy. I think I met everyone, mostly everyone last time. My name is Karina Lanise, and I have the pleasure of working with the high school, with Iris, with Lamar, just a little bit of everybody, as y'all have been subscribers of Edmentum since 2008, I want to say. So y'all have been using our curriculum for quite some time. And that just so happens that we are also supporting schools who are venturing into the 569 realm, right, the virtual academies. So currently, y'all use us for credit recovery, first-time credit. We do offer credit-bearing courses that are Texas TEKS aligned. So that is a program that you are already familiar with, your students are familiar with, your staff is familiar with. And just with that, we would be adding the personal touch to your virtual program, which would mean adding those Texas certified teachers onto those courses as they are being taught virtually through Tolosa Midway. So I'm sure we'll probably have a couple more questions through the slides.
Okay. Now, so we're gonna show you a video. I'm gonna pull up the video. I know some of you watched it. You're gonna have to hear my voice again. I'm sorry. But we'll explain to you what the program is outlined. Then we're gonna take it frame by frame and kind of go over it again. So I'm gonna try. I asked Rosie, I don't know if I'm doing this right, to go ahead and launch it for tonight so we could see it.
How many applications have you got?
Phone calls. We've been phone calls.
Okay, so let's see if they launched it. I don't see it. Let me see.
Maybe through the schools.
Well, I think it's still on the other one. I know she hit it already. Yeah, let me go ahead and go back to the full presentation. Let's see if it's there.
There's a virtual academy link.
Yeah, that was the link, but she was supposed to have launched it. Let me see. Okay. How do I get back to the presentation? Oh, there it is, okay. All right, so you won't see the video, sorry. But we'll just go over. So Tolosa Midway Virtual Academy is a tuition-free school of choice with flexible and hybrid learning, earning both high school diploma and college credit. So we designed this program to have 4 different pathways to graduate. Okay. The key thing is it's free. Students would apply as they normally would to be a Tolosa Midway ISD transfer student, meeting all of that criteria that we've set forth in our transfer application. They have to have good attendance, good grades, no discipline, pass their STAR test as well. For this academy, we require them to pass 3 out of the 5 STAR tests that they've taken, so they all have to be at least a sophomore or greater to have at least taken those. And then with the English 2 going away in a couple of years, that'll be 1 less test they'll have to do. Okay, so pathway 1. This is a traditional track. It is a 4-year graduation plan with 100% online, 8 classes per day, 240 minutes per day. So the kid I kind of want you to imagine, this is our normal kid, doesn't want to accelerate, just can't handle real school. So this is the kid who maybe he's working, has a job, something of that measure. They stay on 240 minutes. They do their 8 courses provided by Edmentum. And then they graduate in May, just like every other senior or junior, whatever. They follow their traditional path, okay? Pathway 2 is the accelerated track. Okay, so these are students who are very much like our Compass kids or ACC kids. Okay, these kids are trying to hammer out credits as fast as possible. So they will attend class at least 240 minutes, so we get the ADA, and then they just rifle through their courses. So if they have English 3, they stay in English 3, they work, move on to the next credit, work. So it's not necessarily 8 periods a day, it's just trying to figure out and graduate as fast as they can by knocking out all their courses.
So they may not be with us 4 years.
No, that's the whole point, is they're trying to graduate early. That's the incentive for them. Remember, we are a very non-traditional school district. We have really crazy things that nobody else has, especially as we're finding out, as we're calling our partners, our dual credit partners are like, you're doing what? And so, it's
innovative.
That's the good word.
So would they be also like, on intercession times as well, or
Yes.
are they just?
They would follow our schedule.
They would still follow
But
our
they could
schedule?
still work during that time.
Okay.
Pathway 3 is our associate's track. This is one I think is probably gonna be the most popular. So it allows for a student to take both dual credit classes free of charge, because most of our partners are free of charge, get their associate's degree, either Bachelor of Arts or, Associate of Arts or an Associate's of Science, and get their high school diploma at the exact same time. We still cover tuition, books, fees, because they're all free. Associate degrees from our partner institutions, and it's 100% online. So if you think of it this way, you'll have a kid who will be taking everything under the sun that the college can offer, at the same time taking our classes. They might be enrolled in 9 classes, 10 classes, whatever it might be to get them done in the time frame that they need. But they'll be taking 15 hours each semester to try and get done within the 2 years. But it is a minimum of a 2-year plan. Pathway 4 is the one that I like the most. It is our flipped high school track. So it is a high school diploma plus your certification. Once again, everything's free. All of your coursework is 100% online for us. But the cool thing with this one is they actually go onto a campus, a college campus, and they do their work there. So if I want to do process tech, and I'm at Ray High School, and CCISD does not offer process tech, I would join the academy. Instead of coming to TM, you never would, you'd go to Del Mar, do all your classes there, and do your work for us online. All the classwork at night. We in turn get the entire ADA for that kid. And since Del Mar's free, we didn't really pay for anything. So that's the concept. It would be for that, cosmetology, anything under the sun. Basically, this allows us to open up the entire community college book for any course that kids want to take. So, for instance, tomorrow we are going to Del Mar College to go to, there's some superintendent's, what is it called? Symposium, that's the right word. And that's at their place where they do culinary arts. We don't offer culinary arts at our campus. It's way too expensive, I can tell you that right now, buying food, buying everything else. But we could have a kid, not one of ours, but a kid, a hybrid way. They would go take classes at Del Mar, then come back to our campus and take classes here. And because we are counting them a certain way, we all get, we get the funding, Del Mar gets the funding, kind of everybody's happy. And our kids get to do whatever they kind of want. If they want to be an airplane mechanic, if they want to do anything, that's the whole entire concept behind the flipped high school track. Okay, so they get a full high school experience. So just because you are our student, so you still get to participate in UI activities, so long as you're able to attend athletic periods. If you can't attend athletic periods, I'm sorry, that's not for you. Or band, or choir, or whatever activity you want to do. We have on-campus classes that you're able to attend as well. So, part of this program, we have met with A&M Kingsville about last week.
Yes.
and we talked to their Jeff West guy. Jeff West is their new person in charge of their, A&M Kings was kind of branching out and kind of joining the, I'd say, the workforce training part. So they're creating electricians. So our kids could go there during the day, come back at night, do whatever they need to do, still participate in the football game, but they would finish everything while taking our stuff at home. Major events, they still get to go to homecoming, prom, college admission guidance, and graduation ceremony. They'd have their own graduation ceremony. We separate apart from ours, mostly because we don't want it to get too big, and we want our kids to have the people they graduated with, not somebody that they might not know.
Are we gonna ever get partnered with A&M The Island?
If they bring down their prices, yes.
Really?
Yeah, they are the most expensive of all, by a lot.
And I was wondering why we were going to
It's
Kingsville
money.
instead of here.
Oh, it's just money, that's the only reason. So they're about $60 more credit hour than Kingsville, and Del Mar's free. So,
Okay. Thank you for answering that.
okay, so the criteria to join, they must complete the TMSD transfer application, and we have to accept them as a TMISD student. So that's really important, because our DOI lets us say, hey, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then you're gonna have to go back to your own campus. There's a consequence there. You must have at least 3 EOC exams passed. That kind of guarantees that we're gonna have a graduate, because if they, even not passing their last one, we still have the ability to graduate them with an IGC. Must have access to the internet. We're not gonna provide that, and they're gonna have to provide themselves, and must agree to come on campus to either EOC or TSI test. So those we can't do online, obviously, the STAR test and TSI, they'll have to be taken in person. Okay, so there's that. So here's the business model. This is probably Leo's spot. Okay, so why are we doing this? Well, it's really simple. ADA is $5,250 per semester. So if we assume that, and this is at the base rate, let me say that means a kid has not been identified as anything. That's the worst case scenario, is that their attendance gives them $5,250 per semester. If we assume a 90% attendance rate, that means we're gonna get $4,725 for educating that child. Edmentum's cost is provide the certified teacher in all the classes is $1,520. If we have costs of 9 hours, this is the worst case scenario. Remember, Del Mar and Coastal College are free, but A&M Kingsville's not. So the worst case is $500. That's a total expenses of $2,020, which means we profit $2,705 per kid. If we enroll 1,000 students, and that's at the very small end of a virtual academy, we gain $2,705 million in ADA to help make up some of the things we've been missing lately. So that's per semester. This is just if we start now. Do I think we're gonna get 1,000 kids now? I'm not sure. We're starting a little bit late for this semester. However, we could. But that's our max. So the state law right now says that you cannot exceed more than 50% of your high school to be an online kid. Okay, so we have 1,070 kids. We had 1,000, we're like at 49%. Okay? So, year one, remember each kid's worth $10,500. We enroll the same 1,000 kids. After year one, you do the math, we're gaining about $5,280,000 if the kid is worth at the baseline. That's no outcomes bonus, no special ed incentive, no, we're not getting any more state comp, we're not getting anything. This is just a regular garden variety, because this is the worst case scenario. That's how much we profit.
And Edmentum price goes down
Yes.
the whole year, so that'll help to the 700 less.
So we make more money.
Yes.
Okay, so year two, at this point, Edmentum's helped us apply to be our own special. We get our own state IDs. It's creating our own high school, separate and apart from the high school. At this point, there is no cap, there is no limit. If our goal is to get about 4,000 students, which still places us on the small end of a virtual academy, remember, there's not a virtual academy south of San Antonio, well, yet. And so our total earnings for 4,000 students would be $21 million annually in profit that you would expect, because that's already all the expenses out. Like I said, that's baseline, worst case scenario, a kid doesn't count for anything. When we go over DOI, we'll tell you how we're gonna make sure they do count for more. But that's 2 things now, for now. So we're about that. Now, Ms. Cardenas attended the state conference for a curriculum and assessment, and then they went to the virtual academy. There's a virtual academy in I don't know where they're at, but they're pushing 30,000 kids, and they're getting $256 million a year, and that's a lot. The whole premise of it, though, is we're going to take as much as we can handle, but our area, our region, has nothing like this. So what we've done on the backside is we've also gotten, Mr. Imich is waiting for your approval. We've gotten 2 MOUs from 2 different universities, Texas Southmost in Brownsville and Southwest Texas in Uvalde. Both of those schools are ready to sign on to offer college classes for people in their area. Southmost does not charge, Southwest does charge a little bit more, but like I said, you're making $2-something thousand a kid. We want them to be able to go to the regional, like if they're a kid who lives in Dilley, Texas, sorry for that, they'd be going to the Uvalde school campus. So if they graduated and didn't finish, they'd have the opportunity to go there and finish at their community college that's near them. We're in talks with Laredo Community College as well. We've had our first meeting. We'll see how that works. But our goal is to be region ESC2, ESC1, and get as many kids as we possibly can after year 2. This whole entire thing is meant to put us in a better financial position as a district. Our kids in our area would profit immensely at that kind of price point. If you wanted to replace the roof at the high school, you just sign a check. You don't have to pass a bond. You don't have to do anything. You just have to take the money in. But it is for the betterment of our kids here. You'll be able to hopefully help some teachers out, raise their salaries, things of that nature, things that you're not able to do now because of your financial constraints. And this is the way the state has kind of allowed us into a different world, a world where everybody else is making profit. They said, well, let's just deregulate and see what we can get up with. And it really is that. We had our first, I'm not sure who was on were you on the TEA meeting? They don't have a clue how to work this out right. I mean, they are making it up as they fly, which is great for us, because that means we can kind of set the rules. But that's the general fund is just at 4,000 kids where we think we can get to quite easily. We don't think that's a unobtainable number. And we got that simply by saying, Iris, how many kids do you graduate a year?
About 60.
And I graduate about 30 from Compass. So that's 90 kids in our school district that kind of do this. And that's in one school district, and we're talking San Antonio South, of kids who they don't have these type of programs. So we feel we can get to those numbers pretty easily.
So how are you gonna advertise this?
Good thing. So our kids, we got our marketing kids to make up their own video, the video that you didn't get to see. But they produced it, they made it up. We are hiring a consultant, social media consultant, to make sure that we hit that age groups. I don't know, algorithm, I think is what it's called, to make sure that they are seeing it continuously. We've gotten some help from somebody who does that professionally. She's ready to go. Luckily, we had grant money that was able to pay for that because it's CTE related. And since it's CTE related, we can use those type of grant funds. So that's not really costing us much. It's just grant funded money. So we plan to get it out that way. So you'll see it on social media. through Facebook, whatever the kids use, but it's meant to be targeted towards the kids in that age group and their parents. We plan on holding several meetings with parents so they can figure it out. And then once we go from there, we'll figure out where we're at.
And you would be the principal at this virtual academy as well? Or would, like,
At least
would
through
our
year
campus principals be for whatever
Yes.
grade level they are, so y'all would still be?
So for year one, we have to be under the umbrella of Tolosa Midway High School. The next year, when we apply for a new campus number, there must be another principal because it's its own individual entity, separate and apart. Right, from the high school. Just like Iris is separate and apart from us, she's their principal. TA requires you to have your own principal if you have your own individual school. But yes, there is gonna be some costs associated with labor to get this thing going after year two. We already plan to do the work for year one. We're gonna have to. We're not gonna get any money because we're a year behind kind of so we're gonna eat it for a year and a half, and then hopefully by the next year, we'll be good to go in a much better financial shape to take on whatever you want to take on. I mean, it's whatever you can do with $21 million a year extra. That's kind of what you get to do.
We can get them beds instead of cots because they live at the school now on cots, so we can get them a bed.
Will you be rolling out also for like the smaller age,
No.
This is just
So there's-
specifically for high school only?
The liability of, although they're pretty good, it's possible. But our fear is that we're going to have kids not pass STAR. And we don't want anybody our school district to take a hit. Now, if the virtual academy has its own entity, well, then it's its own entity that takes its own hit. Those kids actually do pretty well. I mean, most of them average a B. What we are doing is we're making sure they've passed at least 3. So the only one they have to pass is US History, and US History's got like a 96, 97% pass rate. So we're kind of hoping that they'll do okay with that one.
And I did want to add that this year we are applying for the LASSO 4 grant, and in that grant, there's the Virtual Academy. So we're looking at a $230,000 grant, and so that could also help offset some of the costs. So if we did, that part of that money can also go to salary to help with that cost if need be.
So are you gonna talk about guardrails?
Yes. So when we brought this to the board last month, we had a really good discussion. I think we're all very excited, but there were also some concerns about our students here in TMISD. So what we discussed is that we would put some safeguards in place. And so what you have in your packet is the EIC policy. So what we did, we got together and we made some changes according to the conversation that we had, like making sure that, our top 10% students came from TMISD. So starting on page 2, at the very bottom where it says exclusions, we talked about virtual academy courses completed through distant learning, virtual or remote programs do not satisfy the in-residence requirement for the top 10% for automatic admission. And then we did put a clause there, extenuating circumstances will be at the discretion of the high school principal. And then we also said the district will assign an internal class rank for all students to appear on transcripts for informational purpose, even if those students are not included in the official top 10%. So basically what we're saying is that we're going to rank our TMISD just like we normally do.
Brick and mortar kids.
Yes. We're not going to take anything away, but what we're going to do to include those other students that are part of the Techful Virtual Academy is that there's going to be a second ranking. That's going to be an internal ranking, has nothing to do with the automatic admission, but that ranking would be on their transcript.
And that's the one that's the most important.
Yes.
So I think what we're talking about local honors. We want to make sure our kids get our local honors.
Right.
But it's also extremely important that these kids get included in rank. So if I'm number 40 out of 200, I missed the top 10%, I missed automatic admissions. But if I had 1,000 kids who are taking regular rank courses, well then my denominator changed from 200 to 1,200, and now the top 120 kids get into the school of their choice. So it's a win for our kids.
And then, right, and then also, you know, the kids that would be attending the Texas Virtual Academy, their, whether it's regular and all distant learning courses, the weight is just 1 point. So they're not getting that extra weight of half a point, or that, 15 tenths of a point. So their courses would only be 1, so they're not getting that extra, additional weight. So that was another safeguard. And then on page 8 of your policy, we also said that in order to be, this is only for, if you are a TMISD student, you are not eligible to participate in the virtual academy. Because we didn't want to take away, our students leaving our campuses and going to the Texas Virtual Academy. So that is one, that will be in our TMISD Virtual Academy handbook. And when we have our parent meetings, we will be sure to communicate. If you are a TMISD student, you are not eligible for the TMI Virtual Academy. And then when we're talking about the valedictorian and salutatorian, you have to have been continuously enrolled at Toloso Midway High School for 2 consecutive years. So to be considered for the Val and Sal, you have to be a TMISD high school student. So even if it was a TM virtual who had the highest GPA, they still could not ever be a Val or a Sal at all.
So I got a question for you real
Yes.
quick. So you were saying that no TMISD student could be here and then get onto the virtual academy, like you couldn't do that. So what happens if you have a student that can't go to school? They live in the district, but they can't go to school, either because of medical or anxiety or something. And what if the parent comes to you and says, hey, you know what, I know that it's important, we live in the district, but I need to put my child
But that could be
on
done
online,
through
so how?
a 504 plan or a special ed plan.
Okay.
Those would be fine. It's
Okay.
the regular kid who's just, I don't want to go to school anymore.
Okay.
But if they have a medical diagnosis, sure, we're going to take
So
that.
no, you like extenuating and that's why that clause is for the principal.
For the principal to make the decision?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna
They
say,
can
where
still
does it
make
stay
that
here?
designation.
Yes.
What we're worried about is 250 regular kids want to join the virtual academy, and now we haven't received the funding, and I have to reduce staff by 15 teachers.
Understand. Just wanted to make sure and clear that, just in case, because, there could be a child or student, okay, that needs it.
Right now, I can tell you that as soon as this thing starts, they.
And that's why it was recommended that we put that clause in there. for those
Absolutely.
extenuating circumstances.
Okay, perfect.
But I think with these changes, I think we're taking care of our students here in our district. We're not taking away from, our top 10, and they still get that college automatic admission. And so there's still a lot of safeguards in place, so that I think they both could be a win-win.
And remember,
for our
this is just
district.
for a year and a half, because after that, they're their own high school.
Right.
They have nothing to,
But the funding still comes to the entire district.
what's the bill?
Comes to Philip. Look at Philip smiling.
Wow, Philip, that's a lot of money.
So do you have
We
any
need it.
questions about the safeguards that are in place? Any?
So this is what I would like to do, with your approval. Normally, we don't move forward with anything until second reading, because this is first reading for EIC changes. What I would like to do, if you approve the first reading, is to give them the green light to move forward for registration. And then if in December you don't approve the second reading, tell them to stop.
Let's go.
Push forward. Let's go.
Sounds like a really good deal. We don't want to miss the boat.
Well, I
think
just
y'all
have
done
a
your
question
homework.
I'm real excited about it too. Are y'all excited about it?
Oh, yes.
I know, so I guess, do you discourage kids when you don't, in this, when you don't weight it, I mean, are you going to kind of eliminate some of the students that might be thinking of, hey, I want to compete, if you don't weight a
So-
course? I mean, I know you're trying to protect the brick and mortar kids, but is there a risk that we,
It could be, but you have to think of it, if I'm a sophomore starting this, these rules don't apply. Because I'll be my own campus. That campus will have its own valedictorian.
okay,
That campus will have its own.
I get you.
So the juniors would probably be the only ones that have the issue with it.
Hesitancy,
But they are not in a position to get that much, weight, I guess you'd say, as a senior going in, there's only
Right.
8 opportunities to get an honors class. And they'd have to take 24 hours in college, and that's unreasonable, not.
Short period of time,
Right. So that really, they'd only be able to look the safeguard of they would only, everything counts as one. The most they could take is 15 hours, 5 classes, and our kids take way more than that. I think it's gonna wash. But the sophomores are definitely, we can explain to them that once we start our new school,
right?
you'll be ranked with just virtual kids, and we go from there.
Any other questions?
All right, Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the amendments to EIC local policy to safeguard the top 10% college admission eligibility for students attending Tolosa Midway High School as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Kim makes a motion, second.
Second it.
Marty seconds. Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
I vote yes.
Yes. Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone is absent. Kim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
motion
you.
carries 5-0. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job by y'all.
Awesome job.
Super excited.
Once again, y'all knocked it out of the park. When we have the things, you'll come back with all the
Yeah.
answers. So, great job. Next one is strategic plan goal, progress measure number 1, graduate profile.
Ms. Arias?
Good evening, members of the board. We are going to go over the graduate readiness profile. Dr. Shum and I, we worked on it together, so here we go.
It's okay, I'll just scroll. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so this is part of our strategic plan. Actually, it's goal number 1. And so some of you have had the opportunity to see this presentation, but it's kind of been sitting for a while, but we are now revisiting, and we're going to actually put it to, make it come alive this year. So for goal number 1, our goal is that 90% of students will have met the standards in the TMISD student readiness profile. And so what we did, Adias and I, when we thought about this, when we went back to revisit this goal, district goal number 1, we went back because we thought a lot of the data collection was very cumbersome to the teachers. And that's one thing that we don't want to add to their plates. And so we simplified it in terms of, we're looking at 3 items, but you can all actually get a lot of good information in these 3 areas. And we felt like these 3 areas, when you're talking about academic achievement, social and emotional learning, and college and career readiness, we felt that these 3 areas, when they graduate from high school, we feel like they will be prepared for life, whether they choose college or a career, that these 3 areas, when they leave TMISD, we feel that they would be successful. So we were looking at measurable data. Can you go back, Melanie, to the first one, please? Measurable data and activities, opportunities to develop each area. Data will be collected at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, starting in pre-K. And so what we did, we started thinking about what are teachers already doing?
What are counselors already doing that we can collect information on social and emotional? And then, of course, college and career readiness. I mean, we're getting ready to build the CTE building, but what can we do at the lower grades to foster that as the kids move through the different grade levels? Can you go to the next one? So if you look, this was the graduate readiness profile that we shared with you last year. And so a lot of this is, we're carrying it over, but really our big problem was the logistics. Like, how do you capture this data? And we had talked about, these different platforms and portfolios. Right now, we figure, you know what? Let's just get it started. Let's move it. And we can do it right now with just, the information that we have. And right now, what we're going to do is to start with the papers and the folders. And then as we transition, as we get better with this, then we can find a platform that can house this information. So here is our year to reset. So if you look at our timeline, in October, we're bringing this back to the table and we're having this discussion. And so what we started doing is reviewing the graduate readiness profile work that we started. November, we're presenting to the board and we're just recapping the previous work and plan for continuing with the graduate readiness profile. In December, we're going to start capturing that baseline data. We're going to meet with the principals and the admin team to collect achievement data, SEL, and college career and readiness. Right now, we have a lot of information. In pre-K, the students take that Circle E progress monitoring. They take the TextKia in first grade. In second and third, they do the MAP. And then we have the STAR testing. So there's a lot of good data that we can get to determine if our students are being successful in that grade level and if we're passing them on to the next level on grade level. When we get to January, we're going to start having campus and student meetings. We're also going to be meeting with the superintendent student advisory committee, and then we're also going to visit with the principal student advisory committee. So we're also going to be getting some input from our students to see how can we make this even better. And then in February, that's where we're going to start looking at the logistics to capture data. So right now, we're going to have a form. We've been thinking about this, a form, kind of like I'm thinking a purple folder for now. And so we'll create, Adias and I, we will create the forms and the folders, and we will be meeting with all the campuses, admin, counselors, anyone that has a part in capturing that data. We're going to meet with them on how to do this. I think Friday night I was looking at the MAP individual scorecard to see like what type of information does that give me. It gives me a lot of good information. It tells me whether that student was on grade level at the end of the year. It tells me exactly what TEKS that student either masters or is still developing. So those are the kind of meetings that I want to have with teachers to show them that, hey, there's a lot of good information that we can capture already using the data that they're already assessing our students. Yes.
Will this data follow the student from grade to grade?
Yes.
And will the teacher have access to this data?
Yes. Yes.
Who's going to be in charge of disseminating all this data and keeping up with all this data?
Well, right now, it's going to be Melanie and I doing this. But we're going to we're going to have our meetings with our teachers. Like it's not going to be anything extra because the data's already there. And so they're just going to be kind of transferring it over. Counselors, what we're going to be doing for counselors, they already do their guidance counseling with our students. So a simple survey, like a Likert scale that you can administer to kids, a pre and a post, you can easily capture data. For college career and readiness at the lower grades, if the student participates in at least one activity, that exposure is there. So the lower grades for college and career readiness, they look different compared to when they're like in middle school or high school, but it's about exposing them in the lower grades. So we're really trying to do, or when we're thinking about the graduate readiness profile, we're really thinking about what do we already have, because I'm telling you, teachers already have a lot to do. And so at first they have to know their sight words. that's extra that the teacher's having to do. So what do we already have that we can capture this data and bring it to light?
Let me follow up. What I would like to see, my vision is fairly simple. We have 4 transitions in our district right now, 2, 5, 8, and 12. In a year or so, we'll have 5 transitions. I want everyone at primary to have an idea, not at a macro level for each kid, but to know where do we want a second grader going to intermediate to be at reading? Where do we want it to be at math? And the social emotional, period. And if you're the reading teacher, we departmentalize at all of those campuses. You're the reading teacher, and Paul Arriaga is not meeting that basic reading criteria, then it's up to that reading teacher to get the interventions. And to me, if that's very well communicated across every grade level, what those prerequisite skills are, then it doesn't have to be as complicated as what it may sound. Does that make sense? And then what I would really like to see is with our seniors to have a graduate guarantee where if Citgo hires a Toloso Midway graduate and puts them to work, coming out of our Warpath Academy at the CTE, then we guarantee to Citgo that they're gonna have these soft skills, these entry-level skills. We guarantee that, and if they don't have it, we'll retrain them. That's where I want this to go. I
It's
didn't
going
mean
to be
to.
very important. You know, it kind of goes along with Mr. Van Matry's READ initiative. We really have to make sure that when our kids leave that primary, that second grade, that they are reading on grade level. Because, I mean, research right now is showing that, you know, that's still an area that we need to work on. And so that's going to be our main goal, is to make sure that they're reading. But we have to capture that data. We have to know what is the percentage that we're sending to the next level on grade level.
Can I
So
ask a
again,
question real quick?
yes.
I'm so sorry.
No.
What are we doing to help the kids that are feeling so much pressure by all this? Like, how do we help them to be able to do what's expected? And let's be honest, we're putting a lot of pressure on these kiddos that are little, you know, and we're pressuring them. And by the time they get to high school, you know, they have emotional,
Yes.
you know, emotional, they're, you know, they're having a lot of, I don't know how to say it without it sounding ugly, but do you understand what I'm saying? The anxiety level, like the testing, the pressure of everything. Sometimes a lot of these kiddos, they break, you know, and sometimes they can't handle what all this is. And I understand we need to get the data. I understand we need to make sure our kids are where the state is expecting them to be. But with all this that we're doing, what are we doing to help them to be able to cope with all the stress and all the pressure that is being put on them? And I know teachers are being pressured too, because they've got to meet a level, they've got to meet, you know, all this data. But what are we doing for their mental health? You know, for teachers, especially the students, you know, I mean, teachers are very important, don't get me wrong. Their mental health is extremely important because that sets the tone for the whole classroom, for the kids, for them to feel safe. But what are we doing for the kids that are having mental, I don't know what would be the correct, yeah, like their mental health. You know, how do we help them to be able to deal with all this, that we are pressuring all this data that we need from the kiddos? What are we doing there?
Well, I think for number one, the counselors, you know, having those guidance classes, you know, how to deal with, you know, maybe uncomfortable things or distress. Another thing I want to mention is that next year we're moving away from that 1 day of testing to the small increments of 3. We've done that here in the district in the past with TTAP. And so I think having those test more frequently throughout the year and not having to rely on that one day of testing to determine whether, you passed third grade or not. I mean, not that you passed, but that you passed the grade level. I think that's gonna also help a lot because they're gonna be very familiar with MAP. MAP is.
Let me interject.
Yes.
I don't think we're doing enough.
Yeah.
And I don't think the state recognizes the acute need for social emotional. What we are doing is the best we can with the resources that we have. We have the guidance counselors, we have communities and schools. We have a social worker that works primarily at the high school, but she is a district employee. And then we have the care portal, which was presented. But it's still not enough, but we're constantly looking for ways to address that. And the state hasn't made it easier for us with some of the Parent Bill of Rights legislation that makes some of our relationships with our kids a little uneasy, because are we crossing a line? But we'll do whatever we can with the resources that we can to address that, because you're exactly right, it's an issue.
Pressure. It's a lot of pressure for kids, so like, could we, because I know you're saying, get the counselors, they can go talk to the counselors, but sometimes the counselors are not available, and.
They're overwhelmed.
Yeah, and they are, and I understand that, but is there a way that we can, like, have maybe a class period where it's like, you know what, kiddos, let's break. Like, I know we're doing all this, but you know what, instead of not just like a PE class, but maybe 30 minutes, let's just let the kids be kids. You know what I mean? Something like that, just to give them a mental break to just not think about everything. I really feel bad for all the little ones, and I understand all the data, I understand everything about it, but we also have to remember that our kiddos are the most important thing, and their mental health is extremely important. And I know that a lot of parents feel the same way, like they're thinking, this is a lot of pressure for my 10-year-old, because they cry because they don't want to go to school because of a test, or it's too much, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, I think we need to come up with something to help kind of alleviate that pressure of feeling of so much data that we need to take. I mean, that's just my opinion,
Good point. Yeah, absolutely.
Good opinion.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, so this is my portion.
Yes.
So going back to Mr. Chapa's statement about who's gonna do this, and it's overwhelming, because he and I sat in on these meetings and we're like, this is a lot for our teachers. So now stepping into this role and given this task, I was excited because I thought, and I talked to Dr. Shum, let's find a way to make this easier for our teachers, because we didn't want to put another thing on their plate. So very good point. So we thought about that. What do we have currently that we could use to help us with this? So my portion is on the college and career readiness portion. We're already starting this, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Right now, we have met with the CTE teachers on how to provide our students, how to give them the skills needed to be successful in the workforce. And actually, let me backtrack, because I always think of the end in mind. So it all worked out perfect. Last week, we had our CTE advisory committee. We invited industry partners. And so we had roundtable discussions, and we asked them, Mr. Alvarado and I, what is it that you want from a TMISD graduate? What's gonna make them successful? How can we help you better prepare our students for the workforce? So we had a lot of good conversations. We got a lot of good feedback from our industry partners. They did want us to provide job interview skill opportunities, which they said a lot of our kids are lacking in job interview skills. Actually, the other thing we did was we had some students go out. Miss Stacy, she took some of our students to AEP last week, which was great. Our 8th graders go to You Choose It Expo, so they've been exposed to workforce solutions actually provided for our 8th graders for networking opportunities, which is something that our business partners were asking for. We also had the CTE night in which I told the teachers, you all stop doing the work. Get your kids to present and talk about your program. That gives them skills where they can present and give them the opportunity to talk about their program. On the CTE advisory committee, this is what we did. We had roundtable discussions. Some of this, what I like to do, and Mr. Alvarado knows, we put up just chart paper, and we're like, okay, go put a sticky note. What soft technical skills do our students need? Tell me, what is it that you're looking for? What opportunities can we provide? There was like 6 or 7 questions there. And so some of the feedback that we got, I'm gonna read you some of it just real quick. They wanted our students to have emotional intelligence, work ethic, problem-solving skills, life skills such as budgeting, balancing a checkbook, how to address an envelope, some of them stated, social interaction, manners, introductions, greetings, good listeners and learners. They wanted them to be exposed to Microsoft Suite, how to be professional. They listed all kinds of things, and we took all of that into consideration. Responsibility, punctuality, social media, how that affects your job, what you post, presentation, and then one of the things that I thought was interesting is teach them how to fail. You're not always going to be successful. What happens in those situations? The other thing, another one put, your age doesn't make you an adult, your attitude does. So these are the things, there's a whole list of them. There was a lot of input. It was a great meeting, but we got feedback from the industry and we wanted to know, how do we prepare our students? So now it's our job to go back and figure out, how are we gonna rate this? How are we gonna code this for our students? So that's our job now, but we went to the industry partners themselves and got feedback from them, which is a good exercise for us. The next thing is going back to the SEL data. On this component, Ms. Jimenez, you did bring up a good point. What are we gonna do with our students? We actually have the Effective Advising Framework grant, and one of the things we have done is we've gone to A&M Corpus and Kingsville to recruit counselor interns because we see the need too. We know that our counselors are overwhelmed. So we went out, we recruited, we've got at least 2 that we're working on to come and help, specifically at the middle school and at the high school, because right now, that's a critical area. So we are doing what we can because we recognize the need as well. And so we talk to our counselors as well. We have monthly meetings where we talk about what guidance lessons can they do, what can they provide for our students in the classroom. Some of the, like at the middle school, for example, we used to have the advisory period, then we did away with it, but you're right, we went back to having that advisory period. We thought about being creative, having those opportunities for students just to talk. But just like Mr. Van Matry said, with the Senate bill, it's become very difficult. Our teachers are now like, well, we can't discuss and build relationships with our kids. So it's put us into a situation. So we are reviewing the Texas model for comprehensive school counseling, and we're trying to figure out how do we collect this data. And so we can make sure that our kids have those skills, how to work with individuals that they may not necessarily get along with. So those are the skills that we're looking at, and so we're going through a reset period when it comes to this portion here. What are our next steps? We're gonna look at our graduate readiness profile. What is it that we need to change? How can we make this easy on everyone? We're gonna work with the teachers, the counselors, and admin to capture the data in all areas and make sure that it's not time-consuming or something extra that we need to do. I know Dr. Sham talked about student portfolios. One of the things that we're doing with our GT students, and we started piloting this, I want them to make digital portfolios starting in middle school. Here's why I say that, because when our kids get to high school, those of you that have high school students, they're applying for scholarships for jobs, and they're thinking, well, what did I do in 8th grade that involved community service? And what did I do in 9th grade? But we figured if we start the digital portfolio, they can have that at graduation time, and they're not having to come up with everything they did, all the community service and all of that. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. We're going to implement district-wide starting in January 2026, but we're going to gather input for everyone, and then we're going to provide you an update at the end of the year. Any questions?
Good stuff.
Thank you. That's presentation.
Yep, presentation only, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice.
The next one we got is discuss and consider amendments to the Tualatin Midway ISD District of Innovation Plan.
So before Dr. Sham gets into the meat, let me tell you what brought this. to bear. We have a vacancy for LVN at the intermediate campus. And we've struggled filling it. And we've got we had an applicant that's highly skilled as a registered nurse, who is a TM parent, but wants to work at TM and is okay with the salary schedule that we have for LVN. Obviously overqualified for an LVN position, but certainly qualified. We find out that under our current guidelines, we can't pay her an LVN. We have to pay her an RN, which we don't have budgeted, unless we amend the DOI, which we're bringing to you tonight. So that's, simply put, that's why we are bringing this to you. There's another area with flexibility, but the main reason is so that we can hire an RN, work as an LVN, and pay her as an LVN. Is that fair to say?
That is correct. And so, in order to amend the DOI, you have to meet with your DEIC committee. So we did that last Wednesday. We met with our committee members. We brought to them the 2 amendments that we wanted to make to the DOI plan. It was originated in 2022, and so we're still within that 5 years that we can make amendments. So this would be the second amendment that we make to our District of Innovation plan. So when we met last Wednesday with our committee members, we explained the 2 amendments that we wanted to bring to the board tonight. The first one, like Mr. Van Matry explained to you, was the exemption 21.402, which is the minimum salary schedule for certain professional employees or staff. And for us, it's particularly for the RN position. And so by doing that, that would allow us to hire an RN and not have to pay that state minimum requirement. For that one, I mean, you have to pay like teachers, counselors, librarians, and in that group, you also would have to pay an RN. But because we're applying for this exemption, she can, or the RN that's hired we can pay her at the LVN salary. For,
if she was working as an RN, we'd still pay her as an RN.
Right. So, and actually, so what we've done is we made the changes, and then we actually took this to our legal team. So Mr. Jameson kind of vetted it to make sure that, the language was correct. And so he said it was good to go. So we shouldn't see any issues with it not being approved through the commissioner. So when we met with them on Wednesday, we went through each part of the exemption. We had a majority vote for both exemptions, for the minimum salary schedule for certain professional employees. And the other exemption that we wanted to apply for was the concurrent enrollment. This concurrent enrollment would allow a student to be enrolled simultaneously in a dual credit course and high school course at the same time. And so we're looking to the three rules that govern this would be 25081, which is the first day of instruction, 25.82, last day of school, and the 25.09 minimum attendance for class credit. All of those 3 Texas education codes are related to concurrent enrollment. So basically what we're asking tonight is for your approval to submit these 2 exemptions to TEA. I have to submit this to Commissioner Morath. They will look through it, and then they will approve as soon as possible. What I have to do is, once we get approval tonight, I have to submit the link and put it on our district website, and that's how they verify the process. And so this would be good for at least another, 2027? And then after 2027, we would have to reapply for our District of Innovation plan. But this would be at least to hire, give us that flexibility to hire, that health-related staff, and then also that concurrent enrollment, which would definitely help with the virtual academy.
So you want to hire a registered nurse and pay her an LVN salary?
So that's what this
She's okay with
exemption.
that?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Would we have her, like, sign some waiver or something? I guess if she's
No,
taking the
because the job
position.
description is for an LVN.
Okay.
And so she's voluntarily understanding, she knows that it would be for an LVN. But we still have to apply for the exemption, otherwise we'd be in violation of this particular Texas Education Code.
Okay. Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve to amend the Tolosa Midway ISD District of Innovation Plan and adopt 2 additional flexibilities designed to improve district operations and expand student opportunities.
Have a motion?
I move that we amend the TM District of Innovation Plan and adopt the 2 additional flexibilities.
All right. Leo second. Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Rick Chopper?
Yes.
Brian Boone is absent. Kim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
All right, carries 5-0. All right, the next item here is discuss and consider a resolution casting votes for the Nueces County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, members of the board, you have 2 options. And they did not send any bios on either of these candidates. I'm assuming that's Mr. Bakta and Ms. Hilpold. I don't know either one, so I can't offer. Leo, do you know either one of these?
I mean, they're both very knowledgeable. I guess we can split it either way, or we could just go one way or the other.
That's your prerogative.
We have 88 votes, or what is it?
Yeah, 4%.
4%, I think in the thing it said 88 votes.
Yeah, 88 votes.
88 votes.
44.
Yeah.
Don't show any bias to anybody.
Yeah.
We don't
I
know.
like that.
We don't know both of you equally. All right, everybody good with that?
Yes.
Monty, you good with that? All right, so the next step would be for me to read the resolution. Okay. A resolution casting votes for the Nueces County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Whereas 2 directors of the Nueces County Appraisal District Board of Directors are to be appointed by the taxing units participating in the appraisal district through an election among the taxing units. Whereas each taxing unit is provided a voting entitlement as set out by section 6.03 of the Texas Tax Code. Whereas these votes may be, I can't even read it, be apportioned to one or more candidates. Man, I need to get cheaters. Whereas a vote by resolution is required by section 6.0301 of the Texas Property Tax Code, and whereas on this 17th day of November 2025, the governing board of Tolosa Midway ISD met in open session to consider the casting of its votes for the board of directors candidates for the Nueces County Appraisal District, whose term will begin on January 1st, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing board of Tolosa Midway ISD that our votes are cast as follows. Devin Bakta, 44, Gabrielle Hilpold, 44. That this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage, and it is so resolved. Duly resolved and adopted by the governing board of Tolosa Midway ISD this November 17th, 2025. Okay, so now we have to do a motion. You have a motion to,
I'll make a motion
okay.
to split the votes equally between the 2 candidates.
Okay.
for appraisal district.
Mr. Chapa seconds. Paul, when you vote, I vote yes. Leo Gonzalez,
I vote yes.
Mr. Rick Chapa,
Yes.
Brian Boone is absent. Kim Boone,
Yes.
Marty Jimenez.
Yes.
All right, carries 5-0. Thank you, everyone. The next one is construction update, report over.
Mr. Hernandez.
Mr. President, board members, good evening. I'm going to do a construction update quickly, being cognizant of your time. Took these pictures today, tried to get as much of the fresh information for you guys as possible. Just want to go through these pictures. We'll start with the very first picture. You're looking at the roof of the natatorium. The two trusses that are coming in the picture, from the top of the picture to the bottom are the trusses. The purlines are the ones that are going left to right on the paper. Those are the ones that Mr. Van Matry loses sleep about at night. He thinks that they're gonna be damaged. They're about to peel off the roof. That's how you can see the light. They've already got cut. All the decking material, everything's on site. They're scraping off some tar off the parapet, which is a little wall at the top. They're getting all that cleaned up. They just need that deck to walk on right now. As soon as they're done with that, I'm hoping by the end of this week, we will have a completely open roof where everything's cleaned and exposed off, either by this Friday. Of course, it hasn't rained in weeks, and as soon as we're about to rip the roof off, it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
But they're prepared for it. That's why they've left the interior. They haven't done anything, so they're gonna proceed with tearing off the roof.
So what happens if it rains? Is it gonna do
So
damage or do you have to wait?
you'll see pictures in, everything's concrete in the inside, so the rain's not gonna hurt anything. And there's a drain at the bottom of the pool, it'll all drain out. So they'll funnel all the water. That's why they haven't done anything, that they could stop the inside repairs so that nothing would get damaged by the weather. Or if they accidentally drop a tool or a piece of metal, they don't wanna chip any new tile. So I'm glad to say that we're moving forward with the roof. We'll be moving pretty quick. You flip to the second picture, and that's the exterior of the natatorium. The parapet walls, the upper black band on the top. What I'd like to show you in this picture is you see the CMU, the cinder block wall in those three areas. That is not structural. And I'm kind of laying out the picture for the CTE building. So the concrete beams are going up, and on the bottom, that is the structure. That is what's carrying the load of the walls in the natatorium. In the CTE building, you're going to see a steel frame that carries that. So these cinder blocks are not filled with concrete or anything. They're stacked on each other, and they provide a wall. The reason I'm bringing this up is because at the very corner, you can see at the far left-hand side, you see where the louvers used to be. We're calling for windows to go there now. Because those cells are not filled with concrete, they're having a difficult time of how to structurally secure those windows. There is a chance, depending on what the cost is, there's a chance that we may lose those two windows and just brick it all in so that we can do it. Whatever's the most cost effective is what we're gonna do, because we're at our max budget for the natatorium. All right? Flip over to the next page. Last week, you probably saw the post. That's where they're flying in this is the air handler for the natatorium. It's the big chiller. It's gonna keep it cool. They also flew in the two air handler units at the front. So all those air conditioning units are set in place. Flip the page and you're actually inside the natatorium, and you'll see that there's really not much to damage. It's all concrete. What you're looking at right there at the center of the picture is where the bulkhead used to be. They're pouring the steel's already in place. They'll actually pour that probably at the week after Thanksgiving. And this is gonna be it's gonna be a new surge tank. Inside the pump room, there's a surge tank, but all this is gonna hold water in the pool, but there'll be decking over to where you can walk on it. Everything just moving along there. On the upper right-hand side, you can see the picture, kind of where the window's gonna go that we could possibly lose. That's it, the natatorium's on schedule. It's on schedule for completion early April of 2026. Once we get that deck on, it'll take about a week to get it off. Takes about 2 weeks to get it on. Once they get the first membrane on, you're gonna see a lot of work on the inside. You're gonna see tile, also the diving boards, all the equipment, the scoreboards, everything will start going up because it'll be protected from the elements at that time. All right, we're gonna move on to the CTE building. You look at the next page, that you're looking at the CTE first floor. Since we last gave a construction update, the mud slab was poured, which is below that is a concrete slab on the dirt. And then this is, what you're looking at is the first floor of the CTE building. If you look carefully at the very bottom center of the picture, you see a gentleman on a ladder. They're pulling out all the woodwork that's used there to support that concrete during when they were pouring the concrete. It's gonna be about 2 to 3 weeks for them to pull out all that material, so that's what they're just constantly pulling stuff out of that area. If you look kind of at the center of the picture, you see a small indention that's gonna be the exhibition hall, just to give you a frame of reference for the new CTE building.
It's bigger than that. That's just where the wood floor is.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Flip to the next picture, and you see the steel structure in Area A going up already. They're moving quickly. They're being conscious of the weather and taking advantage of the weather. Anything over 35 miles an hour, they can't fly the steel because of the wind. So when they get good weather, they're working 10-hour days trying to get that up and in place. The goal is to have all the steel in place by the end of December. The next major things that you'll see is along the outer walls, you're gonna see the CMU go up, like the natatorium, you'll see the block going up. Then you're gonna see on this second floor up here, they'll shore it up, and then they'll pour the concrete, and there'll be the concrete floor for the second floor. And then once they get the concrete deck on, then they'll start putting the roof on and start sealing up the building. CTE, pretty much it, and it's on schedule for completion August of 28. I'm sorry, 26.
Don't.
Couldn't get that one past you.
Make sure he's still breathing over there.
We all joked.
All right, moving along, we're gonna move to the high school HVAC project. The next picture, that is our brand-new chiller. As of, at about 2:50 today, they started it up, and at about 3:15, the building was being cooled by this unit that you see in the picture there. The temporary chillers have already been turned off, so we're running on this. Progress. It's beautiful, it's very quiet. I was standing next to two gentlemen, and we were having a conversation because this chiller is so quiet.
Gabe, have you noticed any?
It's been freezing in our building.
I was just gonna ask.
We kept the building cold on purpose because if you really can't control the temporary chillers that much, and if we lost the building, it could be a day or two before we recover again. So it was better for them to carry jackets with them, and now we can taper the temperatures back. The second picture, you see our old chiller. It's not running yet. They've got a little few connections to make to it. But this will be the one that in this time of the year, will predominantly run on this chiller, the smaller chiller. The chiller capacity in the first picture is 650 tons, I believe. And the second picture is our small one, that's 350 tons of chilling capacity. Flip to the third picture, and in there you see all the new pumps, the infrastructure. That chiller plant is packed now. There's not much space to walk around in there. You flip to the next picture. That is our old cooling tower. That is what the new chiller is running on because of its 600-ton plus capacity. It needed a larger cooling tower, so that's the cooling tower we connected to. And then you flip the page, and that's our brand-new little cooling tower that's going to cool the older chiller. You flip to the next page, you see the air handlers up on top, those large boxes, kind of look like trailer homes. Those are the air handlers. There's 32 of those in all. 16 of them are already in South Texas. The other 16 are in transit from Poland and should be here in about 2 weeks. Wow. The good thing about these air handlers, why we selected, one, they're highly reputable. But the good thing about it is I can go to Grainger and pick up any part that goes into those air handlers. So there should be no excuses on delays for parts. Also in this picture, you see all the chiller pipe. You can see some of the new pipe hangers. If you look closely, they're getting ready to run the new pipes for the CTE building, so the chiller. This project will be ahead of the CTE building, so the pipes will go all the way up to the edge of the building. They'll be valved off, and then when CTE catches up, they'll just tap into it and open the valves, and we'll get chilled water into the CTE building.
Great pictures.
That covers the high school HVAC project, couple other projects. The primary HVAC project, we've been substantially complete. We had some problems with it. They were brand-new units from Lennox. It was the first model series. We had problems with the insulation falling off the box. They came back, they glued the insulation, and it didn't work. So Mr. Bill Wilson was on top of it. We made Lennox ship us all new panels, and during the last intercession, they switched out all the panels, so the insulation is correct. We've got a couple of just fire connections, fire wire connections on several units to get those correct, and then we'll be complete with that project. Safety and security, vestibules, exterior doors, the cameras, access cards, we're substantially complete and all that. The next agenda item, I'm going to ask you for a little bit more money to finish off with some more cameras, some locations, special ed classrooms that we needed, and a couple of other areas that we wanted cameras, and then door access controls for a couple of other doors and stuff that we wanted to get finished off. And then finally, the last project that's active is the high school elevator. The contract should get signed this week. The owner of Barcom was out of country last week, so they couldn't sign the contract, but they've already ordered the parts for the elevator, so the elevator will be renovated during the December, January holidays. All right?
Only one question. What are we doing about this gym AC here? It's terrible. We hosted Cal Allen the other night, and people were sweating in there.
Those units are end of life.
We have no monies planned or nothing to fix those?
This is the problem. With the delay in junior high construction, we're conservatively going to be 13 million more than what we anticipated. We've gone from 70 million for construction to now 83. That does two or three things that are negative. We're not going to have money if it comes in at 83 for HVAC or roofing at intermediate, or HVAC roofing at middle school. So we're going to have to look very serious at a May bond.
Good. We need to be looking at a May bond.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
The other
Fix
thing
that
is,
stuff.
with respect to the junior high, the commissioners have been selected. And we're looking, based on the news I heard today, at a mid-December hearing. And we're hoping to break ground in early February. We should get a GMP on construction of the junior high.
Late December, early January.
There is a significant modification to the design that we're going to be bringing to you that's going to save us $5 or $6 million. And it's dealing with the auditorium. We went to Carroll High School a couple weeks ago, and Carroll High School the new Carroll High School has a, what's it called? Gymatorium, where they have the stage, they have the lighting, they have the black box, they have the workshop, everything, but it's also their competitive gym. If we change the design and use that concept, we can have our gymnasium, actually two gyms, and the auditorium, and we save $5-6 million.
About 6 million.
So that's what we're going to be bringing to you once the design, because we got the first preliminary figures of Fulton, who is our GC, of going out historically what the bids would be, and it came back way outside what we can afford. So now we're into that type of design. And right now, we're pretty confident we can hit between the 80 and the 83 million for construction. Keep in mind, that's only 80% of the total cost. You're going to have another 20% that we've got budgeted for soft costs, furniture, that sort of things. But it's going to be a great junior high school. The bowling alley is in. That's about a $600,000 expenditure that we are not taking out.
Good, because I've been telling people about
Yes,
it.
we are not taking that.
No, I'm
Sure,
so
80
glad you're not.
Is your 80 to 83 million including the change, or it is not? The gymatorium?
It would bring it
or-
down to 80,
So-
83.
Okay. so
Right now, it's
that
like
change-
89.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yes. There's some areas that, in the budget that, I think we have too much money. For example, we've got, $7 million for furniture for both schools, the CTE and the junior high. We don't think it'll be that. What I'm asking Patrick to do, and whoever the vendor is, to do, is something that we may be a little uncomfortable with, but I think we can save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is, when we buy furniture for CTE, which we're going to move into in July, we also buy furniture for the junior high. And buying both in bulk is bound to save us some money. We'll have an issue with storage.
I was just gonna ask, where are you gonna store all that?
We may have to use the intermediate gym, because they have the dome. We may need that gym for however long. But I think pushing whatever vendor to get that for us has an opportunity for big-time savings.
I like the thinking.
Yeah.
So, is there anything I'm missing?
No, I think that's it. So to answer your question, Mr. Arriaga, yes, we have a plan.
Bring a fan.
I'm hoping that we get a good GMP late, and I've already asked for about 500,000 to, I've identified about 8 units that are critical that we replace to the district. So we get a good GMP, and hopefully we can get those units replaced.
Good.
Well, we have to.
And we'll, I mean,
We have
do we have to need another bond in May? That-
And, we'll be as transparent as we need to be with the community. They passed 164 million, but we need more.
Yep.
And we're at a time period where every dollar we're in debt, industry's paying 90 cents of that. And I think it's going to be much harder to pass bonds moving forward. They're going to legislate no May elections. They're going to legislate a supermajority. The state doesn't want any debt, but they're not willing to subsidize us to where we can have, we're not building Taj Mahals. It sounds like it when you say you're putting a bowling alley in the school, but no, those special needs.
part of athletic.
And that's part of their curriculum. I don't want to bus them to Alice.
And let me tell you, let me say this out of experience, okay? When you go to a bowling alley and you're taking our special needs kids, our district is not the only one that's there at that time. And it is so overstimulating for our kids that when they come back, they have a hard time.
Oh, absolutely.
The drive over there, the kids that are not, they're familiar with, and some, some get overstimulated and some can't handle it. So having this bowling alley in our district, in our school, and having our kids go over there and them just be by themselves is like the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is total overstimulation. And let me just say, I went to the Special Olympics bowling in Corpus, and it was so chaotic. It was very, I was telling them, I couldn't believe how disorganized the Special Olympics was this time. And our kids, and not only our kids, like across the board, all the different districts, it was so overstimulating for all the kids. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, it was just, like, they weren't prepared for everybody. Like, they weren't ready for all the kids that were coming. So it was very overstimulating for a lot of the kids. And it was hard. So please do not take out that bowling alley from the school, because that is something that our kids will totally benefit from and not feel so.
But we'll be prepared, definitely in December, to show you what we think will be, have you vote on the final design for the junior high, which is exciting.
Very exciting.
Good deal.
I'm very excited about it.
All right, that was report only, no board action. Number 9
Yes.
on here is discuss and consider approval of camera and door access.
Mr. Hernandez.
Again, we're looking to finish off the door access controls and the camera system. We're looking at about 48,000 on access controls and 67 on cameras throughout the district. The majority of those are for special ed, and a couple of areas that we lack behind. We didn't have enough coverage at the stadium. I'm also including, we're adding cameras to the transportation and maintenance office to protect our investment in the buses and everything like that. So that's the reason for this final ask or request to finish off the door access and camera controls.
And how much are you asking?
116,000.
This is part of the card access budget. He has about, he has $400,000 in that. And when we received the card access, he only spent about a quarter of that. So these funds are coming from that line item.
Safety and security, or?
Yes, yes.
All right, any questions?
Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the camera and door access project in the amount of $116,013.98 as presented.
Motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. You'll say on here, no board action.
Who seconded it?
You?
I'll second it.
Okay. Paul Arriaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone's absent. Kim Boone?
Yes.
Lonnie Jimenez?
Yes.
Carries 5-0. All right, next one here we have is discuss and consider approval consent agenda informational items. Number 1, check payment register. Number 2, tax collection report. Number 3, enrollment report. Number 4, regular and special called board meeting minutes.
Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the consent agenda items as presented.
All right, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Yep. Second, Mr. Chapa. Arriaga, yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone, absent. Kim Boone?
Yes.
Lonnie Jimenez?
Yes.
All right, carries 5-0. We have our future meetings, December 15th, 2025, regular board meeting. It's time for adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second,
I'll second it.
Chapa. Arriaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone absent. Kim Boone?
No, I'm sorry, yes.
I don't want to.
I was gonna do it, but I was like,
Closed session again.
I was gonna do that.
Sorry,
Lonnie, you
yes.
Yes.
all right, motion carries 5-0. Great job, everyone.